Would you continue associating with family members who look down on you for no reason? Would you still want to keep a relationship with them?
What a great question. Would I continue to hang out with or spend time with or have a relationship with family members who look down on me for no reason? Probably not. But don't give up on them yet. And I'm going to break down a few things for you. First of all, abuse is not allowed. If you allow abuse, that's abuse. You must not allow abuse in your life anywhere. It's your job to end all abuse in your life. If someone is abusive to you, let them know kindly that you'll have a conversation with them when they're ready to stop being that way. Personally, if someone's abusive to me once, that's the end. I don't even waste my time trying to give them a second chance because usually they're not willing to do the work. But there is an exception, a really important and really powerful exception. There's very possibly something inside of you that's attracting people being abusive to you. Have you ever noticed that it's not just one person? Has it happened to you many times in your life? It's a really common thing to repeat patterns of abuse, right? People date abusive people over and over. People attract abusive bosses over and over. And when you tell that person, well, you're abusive or you look down on me for no reason, so I don't want to hang out with you anymore, then you find someone else who does it to you. So what's the point? The point is, you're the problem. But they're being mean to me. I know. It's not that you're doing it on purpose. You're not doing anything wrong, and there's nothing wrong with you. The problem is not you. The problem is that inside of you, inside of your unconscious mind, is programming that's attracting the experience. And you don't want to attract that experience anymore, so you've got to remove the magnet in you that's attracting it. You probably got it from your parents or your ancestry, or maybe you were born with it, but it's stuck in you. And once we get this magnet out of you, this negative programming out of you, you'll stop attracting the experience and you'll end the pattern forever. I'll give you an example. I know someone who always dated women who are mean to him. And this guy is like the nicest guy. He's so like romantic and smart, and he's like every girl's dream guy in many ways. And yet he always ends up with the mean girl. Why? Well, because it's programmed. It's a pattern inside of his unconscious mind. And the way that he was able to release his last relationship, and by the way, he's so much happier, was to continue to use the right tools to erase the programming in the unconscious mind that would attract that pattern. Of course, the right tools are the 7 steps to reprogramming yourself and the 5-step emotional eraser. Now, there are a couple other tools that we teach that form the 4 major tools of transformation. When I say we, I mean me and my team of instructors, because nobody else teaches our material. It's completely original and copyrighted. So only we have it. I'm sorry, but that's how it really is. It can be tough because it's my dream for every person in the world to know how to do that and remove these repeating patterns. You deserve that. You really deserve that. I'll give you another example, okay? One of my students, her name is Rocio. At her job, she'd been there for years and years and years. They brought in a new manager. And this new manager, her new boss, was mean to her. In fact, the new boss was mean to everybody. And Rocio couldn't stand it. She was so pissed off that this woman was so mean to her. In other words, looking down on her for no reason, right? Just like we started with. Now, the traditional method would be, well, I'm cutting them off because I'm not going to deal with any abuse in my life. Okay, well, that's fine, except what's going to happen is you're probably going to attract that experience again later somewhere else. Plus, you really want to give up your job? No, she didn't want to give up her job. So her husband, he's an amazing guy. He says to her, honey, before you quit your job, let's try applying the 7 steps to reprogramming yourself and erase all of your anger about this woman being so mean and see what happens first. Okay, so she takes a week vacation. They go to Costa Rica where she grew up. And while they're there, they erase all her anger. So when she thinks about this woman's meanness, she doesn't feel anything anymore. She is completely clear of any negative emotion about this boss's meanness. She can think about all those times that she was mean. Nothing. She goes into work, first day back from vacation, and this mean lady runs up to her and hugs her. Rocio said she embraced me, and she had never embraced me before. And then the boss told her, we all missed you, and we're so glad you're back. Who is this person? This is not my boss. This is someone else. Where did my mean boss go? Now, the funny thing was that the story went on that Rocio began to notice that later on, this woman was still mean to other people, just not to her. Isn't that interesting? Now, I have a whole training series called Guide to Better Relationships. It's free. It's on YouTube. You can just sign up for it. Maybe we can remember to put a link at the bottom for these viewers. And in that, there's a whole video just about mirroring and matching energy, or mirroring and matching patterns. So Rocio cleared the match with her boss. So there was not that mirror anymore between the two of them. Her boss still had her meanness issue. And other people mirrored and matched. Other people had a magnet that was matching and attracting with the boss. Rocio removed her magnet. So she no longer had the issue with the boss anymore, even though everyone else did. Isn't that crazy? So before you just give up on your family member who looks down on you for no reason at all, try erasing how it makes you feel that they look down on you. Think about it. Think about a time that they looked down on you and said something that felt to you was wrong. It was demeaning, it was unkind, it was abusive, however you want to describe it. Think about that time from the beginning to the end. How do you feel? Where do you feel that in your body? You probably feel anger, sadness, hurt, something. Well, those feelings are not because of what they said. Those feelings were already there. This is a big secret of how the human being is designed. Listen carefully. They did not put those feelings inside of you. Those feelings were already there. All they did was trigger them and bring them up to the surface. How do we know this is true? Because 20 different people that would hear the same exact thing would have 20 different reactions. Some people wouldn't care at all because they don't have a matching issue. And other people would be super, super hurt. Other people would be very, very angry. The response depends on what programming is inside of you. If you don't have any negative programming for them to trigger, any button for them to push, you won't care. And the reality is, you may not even attract the situation in the first place. Those feelings that are inside of you are yours. And you know what's so amazing and fantastic about that is you can do something about that. You can get rid of those negative feelings and thoughts, and you can get rid of them permanently and affect real change without even having to talk to the other person, without having to correct them, without having to cut them off or have a fight with them or any of that stuff that people normally do. You can be way smarter and way more powerful than that. You can learn how to erase those negative emotions permanently. And if you don't do it permanently, it doesn't work. You understand? Almost every method out there is temporary. And the very few that are permanent, take forever. Like my student who's a yoga master, who said, yeah, we can erase your anxiety with 20 years of breathing exercise, or we can erase it in 20 minutes with the 7 steps. Which would you prefer? Because she's also now a 7 steps practitioner. Once you permanently erase all those feelings that you feel, and I mean every layer, all the feelings that you feel about how they look down on you for no reason, at the very least, you won't be bothered by it anymore. You'll be being a different person. And when you're projecting a different feeling, a different energy, a different posture, because you've erased that unconscious crap that's been weighing you down your whole life, and you're actually with them, they might start treating you differently. They might say, you know, you seem pretty cool to me now. I don't know what happened, but you cut your hair, new clothes. What's different is you're going to be different. This reminds me of Karen. Karen said her mom criticized her entire life every single time she talked to her. She didn't want to talk to her mom or go visit her mom because her mom would always find something to criticize. Her hair, her weight, her clothes, her relationship, her job. There was always something she wasn't doing right. And the very first day that we learned the 7 steps to reprogramming yourself, that day she erased all of her feelings about her mom criticizing her. And then she saw her mom for lunch, and then she came back and told us at the next course You guys are not going to believe what happened. I saw my mom, and for the first time in my life, she did not criticize me at all. I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything different. I just erased how it hurt me that she used to criticize me, and then she stopped. I can't believe it. It's like, and I said, that's how it actually works. And then she told us that she erased all her negative feelings about her brother and her not talking, and he called her out of nowhere, and she literally cried and said, I got my brother back. Isn't that crazy? So if you want to deal with someone putting you down or looking down on you for no reason, be powerful and first deal with yourself. Deal with your own energy and how you feel. Learn the 7 steps to reprogramming yourself. Erase every single thing that you feel. Learn the 5-step emotional eraser. Erase all the energy that might cause you to attract that experience. And then talk to that person and see what happens. Because you might find that it's gone. And now you like them and they like you. Now you've actually resolved the real problem, which was much deeper and below the surface than it actually seemed at first. So you don't have to cut everyone off. But you do have to keep in mind, every once in a while, you're going to come across an evil person, a sociopath, someone who is abusive to everyone, no matter what you do. And you might want to cut that kind of person off. Remember what I said in the beginning, abuse is not allowed. But before you just cut someone off, do the work. I think the same thing in love life, in your love life, in your relationships. Don't break up with your sweetheart until you've cleared every button that they push in you, unless they're actually physically or emotionally abusing you. Then separate yourself until you've cleared every button, and then see what it's like. You might just find that it wasn't them, it was just that there was this pattern between you. And once you clear that, you're back in love again. So check out the link below to learn about the 7 steps to reprogramming yourself and about our program so you can learn how to do that. And I hope you'll subscribe to my channel because I got lots more videos for you. My name's Arno. I'll see you soon.